Hello, Polaris. I just want to start by saying I miss you guys so much and thinking about all of you friends while you are at home. And I hope you're working really hard because that's important. But I hope you're staying safe, and I am thinking about all of you. So, welcome to the reptile video and talk with Timothy. As you can see, he's not here yet, but he will be here in just a moment, and he's going to guest star right here on my shoulder, where he likes to sit. So, without further ado, give me 1 second, and I'm gonna go get him. Ta-da! Here he is. He wants to say hello. Yes. Well, he's going to sit here or on my shoulder while I talk about how cool reptiles truly are. So, one thing that reptiles can do, or they do in general, is that they lay eggs. So, different reptiles lay different amount of eggs. Timothy's a boy, so Timothy doesn't lay eggs, but his species lay eggs as well as snakes and turtles, alligators, tortoises, all reptiles. They all lay eggs, which I think is pretty cool because that's different than humans and other animals. They're also cold-blooded. So one thing that I talked about in the article that I posted 2 days ago was that they're cold-blooded, and what that means is that they need to get heat from outside because their body can't make it. So humans can make heat inside, and a lot of other animals can make heat inside, so that they don't need a lamp, or they don't need a the sun if they're out in the wild to stay warm. So Timothy here, he likes to sit on a heating pad. He also likes to sit underneath his lamp and bask in the sun. Unfortunately, it's not sunny right now. So him and I are going to end up going on some walks, and he will hopefully be able to get some sun in a couple of weeks. Reptiles also shed, which I also talked about. In order for them to grow, they have to shed. So if they didn't shed, they couldn't get any bigger. And that's one way that I like to look at it, because Timothy sheds every 2 to 3 weeks, which is a good amount for him. And he likes to eat. Obviously, we talked about the tail, how it keeps food and fat for storage. But he sheds every 2 weeks. And what he actually does, which is normal for them, is when he sheds the dead skin, he eats it, which is weird, right? But they eat it because they know to do that instinctually. And what that means is that they didn't have to learn. They just knew to eat their skin because it actually has vitamins and nutrients in it. So I will try my very best to get some of Timothy's shed skin when he sheds, so I can show you, but he likes to eat it, so sometimes I don't have any because he eats it too fast. But I'll do my best to show you some shed skin when next time he sheds. One of my favorite things about reptiles is their defense. So no, they don't hold up shields, and they don't have swords. They have to defend themselves somehow, right? So one of the big things that Timothy can do, we'll talk about Timothy first, is that he can do something called autotomy. And what that is he can drop his tail. I know it sounds kind of scary, but he can drop his tail in the wild if he were, if something was trying to eat him. So if something was attacking him or holding on to his tail, that's usually where they would try and get him first. He could drop his tail. And it doesn't hurt him. He will grow another one. However, it does stress them out a little bit, kind of scares them a little bit. But he can drop his tail, and what that means is that he disconnects the blood from his tail and just drops it. And then the animal that was trying to get him takes the tail, and not Timothy. Luckily, there's no animals trying to get Timothy in my house. So he doesn't have to do that, which is good because I don't want him to. But if he was out in the wild, he would have to protect himself somehow, just like you and I have to protect ourselves. And humans have to protect themselves, right? So animals, instead of autotomy, well, reptiles can also hiss. I've heard Timothy hiss maybe once or twice when he was little because he was scared. They can also have really, really good camouflage. Now, he doesn't have very good camouflage. He sticks out very easily because he's all white. But the other leopard geckos, like the spotted ones, can camouflage. And imagine if they're from Southeast Asia that they're camouflaging in with the plants and animals in Southeast Asia, not in America. So spotted does help them out quite a bit while they're out in the wild. He sticks out, but that's okay because he's not in Southeast Asia. He's in my home in his cage. And then one of the final things I want to talk about is what they like to eat. We talked about how Timothy really enjoys eating crickets, and he enjoys eating dubia roaches, which are brand new. I can show you friends' dubia roaches right now. They're close by. Dubia roaches. Let's see if I can get them to focus in the camera here. Okay, so what these are, little cockroaches. They're kind of smaller, but they are food for Timothy. And I saw some pet stores selling them, but I wasn't quite sure if he would like them. So I just decided, you know what? I'm going to buy them and see if he'll eat them, and he loves them. So now I can add on to his diet that he eats crickets, mealworms, superworms, and dubia roaches. What that means is all of those things are alive and moving, and so Timothy is considered a carnivore. Yes, a carnivore. And I hope that you friends are interested in that word because it's a big word and it's a cool word, but what it means is that all they do is eat meat or eat. For Timothy, he eats things that are moving or alive, but what that means is that he eats meat, so anything that's meat related. I just want to get him up close in the camera because he's interested in saying hello. Oh, there he is. No, don't go any further, please. Okay. He's a little squirrely today. That's okay. So am I. I haven't been able to get outside very much, but I will be going outside today. Just to go on a walk. I strayed off just a little bit. So there's carnivores. They eat meat, but in Timothy's case, live meat. So live meat would be bugs. Unfortunately, makes me kind of sad that he eats bugs. But that's kind of just a circle of life, and that's how he has to live. They also, reptiles in general, not Timothy, but reptiles, also are considered herbivores and omnivores. So they are all three different types, herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores out in the wild. So an herbivore only eats plants, and an omnivore eats both plants and meat, or animals. And so I think that's really cool because I don't know a lot of animals or species of animals that are all three different types. But reptiles are. So some herbivores in the reptile community would be turtles. They like to eat plants. and tortoises. So they just really enjoy their greens and their plants. Some omnivores, I'm not really quite sure any omnivores off the top of my head right now, but they are out there, and they eat both plants and animals. And that's really all that I have for my talk with Tim. Here he is again. He's having a great time. He's enjoying the fact that I am home because I get to hang out with him a lot. And I also have my coffee here, friends. Oh, and it's in my special mug that I got for Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you again for that. I just want to say again, I really, really miss all of my friends in Polaris. If any of you want to check in with me, I am available. I might not be available right away, but we can set up a time to chat because I do miss hearing from my friends. So please feel free to ask Mom and Dad or anyone to FaceTime me, or if there's a time that you could FaceTime me to check in, that would be great. And so Timothy's going to sign out here. We're going to say goodbye, but keep in mind that we are thinking of you during this time. We care about you. We care about your health, and we hope you're having fun at home with your parents and enjoying your electronic learning. I know it's different. I know it's hard, but I know that you all can do it. So you're all very smart, all very capable of completing your online learning. And Timothy is here rooting for you. My video cut out before I could say goodbye. So I just wanted to say, I see all of you working so hard. Miss Stacy has been checking in with me and sharing how hard all of our friends are working, and I'm so impressed with all of you. Big shout out to the Polaris community on how hard you are working. So keep working hard. Like I said, if you want to check in, please check in with me. And I hope to see you all soon. Okay, bye.